Welcome back, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 18th in the MLB. Our four favorite picks are on the way. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan, recapping yesterday. Logan, I'm sorry, man. You had a great call on Lugo's under and hits allowed, and then my three picks just did not come home. We had five. I had his over and earned runs, not the under. Typo on the screen. He had bases loaded. Bo Bichette just couldn't come through. Robbie Ray gave up his third earned run and like pitched 95 on a solo bomb into triples alley. I don't know how that guy managed to hit it out there. And the both 1+ first five saw the A's not score in the first five. Just disappointing. Really should have been a 1-3 day, but that's what it is. But you know what? Let's turn around the vibes. It was Dinger Tuesday. We told you guys to comment down below your favorite Dinger plays, and we picked out one winner called Vladimir Guerrero, James Pascley, 1764. Look, Vlad tried his best to cash thoughts over and earned runs. He had a double, RBI double, had a solo bomb, 450. Just could not get that third run. But great call there. We already sent him the money because he put us his cash app down below. Let's have a great day today. 4 picks. Logan, you've been on a heater with the pitcher props, and you got another one for the kids today. Where are we going?
Yep, we're fading a pitcher today. I'm taking an earned runs prop. I'm taking Garrett Crochet of the Red Sox over 1.5 earned runs, minus 130 odds on Bet365 is your best value. Now, historically, I look at a 1.5 earned run prop and I get scared. I normally don't touch those because I'm like, the books have this guy priced to go out and pitch well. Now, I'll tell you why I'm not too scared about this one, though, because he faced the Mariners back in Boston back in April, went 5 innings pitched, allowed 4 earned runs, had 5 walks in that game, which was his season high in walks. I remember that game very, very well because I had Julio under in HRRs. He had like 6 plate appearances or whatever it ended up being by the end of it. It was just incredible to watch. Crochet really had a bad outing. The Mariners entered that game very hot, and they had his number in that game, which was one of his definitely a bad outing for him. The Mariners had a lot of plate appearances to see Crochet's pitch mix, which I like that familiarity entering this game. Seattle, 5th in walks drawn per game. If they bring that sort of patience today, they'll get a good, they'll be in a good position to get base runners, which will just give us a chance to cash this bet. Because really, with a 1.5 earned run prop, all it's going to take is a guy on base, 2-run home run. Boom. It can be that easy. Now, will the Mariners make it that easy? We'll see. We'll see if the books just price this one wrong because I am betting against the line in this one. I think the line should be 2.5. I understand why it's 1.5 because Crochet is a beast, but he's over this line in 2 of his last 3 road starts. And pitching on the road's not easy in baseball. And Seattle's fresh off an 8-run game, and they're seeing lefties well. Over the last month, they own the 7th highest WRC plus versus lefties at home. And in general, they're hitting 265 against lefties this month. I just like the Mariners when they show me signs of offense. They showed me signs of offense yesterday, and I think they can do it against Crochet today. It's a 1.5 earned run prop. He can go 7 innings pitched, allow 2 earned runs, and still have a good start in his eyes. But we can cash this prop either way. I really do like it. For a guy like Crochet to have a long leash, love that as my favorite pick of the day. For favorite player prop of the day, but awesome. What you rolling with?
Yeah, I got an outs prop today, and we've been pretty good on the outs props recently. Today will be an under. Hopefully, it's an easy, sweat-free under. I'm going back to the scene of the crime. It is going to be Eduardo Rodriguez under 17.5 outs, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, I heavily looked at his over and earned runs to run it back. He is the lefty, though, instead of Brandon Pfaadt, who is a righty. But same thing against the Blue Jays, who've been a much better home offense than they have been on the road. I think they get Eduardo out of there, hopefully, by the end of the 5th inning. Heck, get him out of there earlier. Eduardo Rodriguez has been bad, though, this season. I'll give you a bunch of stats of why I really don't think he's going 6 innings pitched. We've seen Eduardo this year on the road, 6.91 ERA and a 320 batting average allowed. He's struggled there. He's seen his last 2 starts coming back from a little bit of an injury. Last 2 starts, only 72 and 81 pitches. Even when he was in full strength, they weren't really running him into the ground at 100+ pitches. I think only has 1 start with over 100. Most of his starts ending in the high 80s to low 90s. So, again, not a guy that normally has the longest leash in the world. He's under this line in 8 of 11 starts, including all 6 on the road. And the Jays, as I talked about, have been a really good hitting offense. The Jays currently at home over the last month, second highest batting average, the lowest strikeout percentage, the third in WRC plus, and the third highest walk percentage. They've been an elite offense. And we've seen Erod, when you look at him, when he gets runners on base, which I think the Blue Jays will have plenty of, 315 batting average, 350 on base percentage. The first time through the order, a 360 on base percentage. Second time, 380. So again, guys are getting on base, and that's going to run up that pitch count. We see him average about 16.6 pitches per inning. Well, he doesn't qualify for like the innings pitched in terms of pitches per inning, the metric that MLB.com has. If he did qualify, he'd be 60th out of 76 eligible pitchers. What I also like to note, and Logan, knock on wood for this stat, Eduardo Rodriguez has yet to force a double play on the road and has only forced one total this season. That's shown because he's 16th percentile in ground ball percentage. So hopefully the Blue Jays do not bail him out with some easy ground balls leading to 2 outs, which is just kind of how you nuke an under and outs. But if they can make him work, this is a guy that's given up a 427 batting average on balls in play on the road. I mean, he's been really struggling. And so I look at this Blue Jays offense coming off a lucky win yesterday. They were able to score 2 in the bottom of the ninth, cash their full game team total. Hated to see that happen, but I think they show up today against Erod, not a guy that typically has a very long leash. D-backs used some bullpen arms yesterday, but bullpen is more or less rested here. I don't think he goes 6. I'll take Eduardo Rodriguez under and outs. I love that play as my first one. I'll have a second one in a moment. But Logan, we got a full game total on the card. They're back. We need a winner. Where are we going?
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I have been dialing in on totals off to the side. I've been tracking some picks that I really do like, and I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and play this as a unit today. I like the Orioles and Rays over 9, minus 120 odds on Bet365. Yeah, this season's been tumultuous with totals. Anytime we take an over, it's poverty bats. We take an under. The starting pitchers forget how to pitch. But all that aside, I would play this at 9.5 if you can get plus money. Because again, the 9 gives us push potential, but yesterday was just one of those games where I feel like people targeted an over in this game. It had a even higher total set yesterday, but the bats just didn't show up from the Rays. The Orioles did. I like these 2 starting pitchers, and I'm targeting them for an over today. It's going to be Taj Bradley starting for the Rays, 4.35 ERA, 1.28 WHIP for Taj Bradley. I see Taj Bradley, and I feel comfortable fading a guy like him. Last 3 starts versus the Orioles, because they're divisional, so they see him plenty. 3, 9, and 1 earned runs. He's allowed at least 1 home run in all 3 starts, failing to make it past 5 innings as well. Taj Bradley is not an efficient pitcher. He wastes a lot of pitches. If you ever watch him pitch, I mean, he throws a lot that are just like uncompetitive pitches. It's up to the Orioles today to like really make a pitcher like him pay, because to get back into counts, Taj Bradley will throw things right over the middle of the plate. As mentioned by that home run stat, it's what he does. It's up to the Orioles really to hit him today. He relies a lot on the chase and whiff percentage too. A guy like Taj Bradley is dependent on strikeouts. He's only 35th percentile in each of those metrics, though, which is not elite at all. Orioles should be able to handle him. Yesterday, we saw signs of life from the Orioles. I mean, which is crazy. They were 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position yesterday. I think they can build off that against Taj Bradley today. Again, Orioles are one of those teams that they've been toxic, radioactive. You don't touch them this year, but I feel comfortable that they'll bring the bats today. And then on the other side, starting for Baltimore is Trevor Rogers, making his second start of the season. Still got a 0 ERA because he's fresh off a 6 1/3 innings pitch, 0 run masterclass versus the Red Sox. I don't know what to take away from that start. Again, it could have been a little bit lucky. Just the fact that, no one really seen him in a hot minute. But 4 of the last 5 lefty starters at Tampa Bay have allowed 3 or more earned runs. Trevor Rogers today will allow 3 or more earned runs. I'm putting that, out there. Over the last month, too, the Rays have been great versus lefties. 5th highest batting average, 272. 5th highest WRC plus versus lefties at home. They've seen lefties pretty well. Yesterday, again, they didn't face a lefty with Dean Kramer. But prior to last night, the Rays scored 7+ runs in 4 straight games. I like to look at last night as more of an anomaly for what this offense is capable of doing. They didn't get things going yesterday. They'll get closer to that 7. If they put up 7 today, Rays, I love you, but they will get closer to that number today. I'm seeing like 4 to 5 runs, getting us a lot to this total. And then we go to the bullpens because both these starters will come out eventually. Rays 2nd in bullpen ERA, Orioles 23rd in bullpen ERA. Orioles bullpen definitely vulnerable, but what I want to say about the Rays bullpen is even though they're good, Baltimore still showed the ability to be able to put up runs on that Rays bullpen late game, give themselves a little bit of insurance runs. I think there's runs in all 9 innings of this ball game today, so I really do like the over between these two teams. Bring the bats today. Do not let me down, Orioles and Rays. Love that as my favorite total of the day. Austin, what else are you rolling with, though?
Yeah, I'll wrap up the video with a team total. And we're fading a team that put up a lot of runs yesterday. I don't think it's happening today. It's going to be the Kansas City Royals team total under 4.5 at -130 on FanDuel. I feel like no one backed the Royals yesterday when they had Lugo versus Leiter. No one was going to be on them. There was the red hot Rangers team. Everyone was just going to keep riding the Rangers against the Royals team that had lost 6 in a row. Naturally, the Royals won 6-1 based on really a big game from Salvador Perez. He had 2 homers. He had 4 RBIs. He drove in 4 of their 6 runs. Well, now they have Chris Bubich on the mound versus Patrick Corbin. This feels like a game where everyone's just going to be like, well, I'm going to fade Patrick Corbin. We're going to get on the Chris Bubich train, who's been really good. They'll back the Royals, and that's when their bats don't show up. And really, their bats haven't shown up consistently all season long. So I'm happy to fade them off a good game, switching from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed pitcher. And I think Patrick Corbin can go out there and deal. Now, Patrick Corbin dealing normally wasn't something he would have said with his name over the last few years, but he's really turned it on this season. I mean, this is a guy that's actually been pretty good. We look at him so far this year, 3.66 ERA, a 1.2 whip. At home, drops to 3 ERA, so he's been better. Why is that? Because the strikeouts are way up and the walks are way down, not giving up free base runners. What he's also done is been really good with runners in scoring position. This year, 207 batting average with runners in scoring position, 174 with 2 outs. Now, something about Corbin is that they don't really give him a long leash, which he could maybe go his outs line is 17.5. We did fade that the last time he was out there, but this is a guy that is allowing a 340 batting average third time through the order, and the coach knows that. They do not leave him out there long. We would know because we had his under and outs in his last start versus the Twins. He was kind of cooking after he kind of had a blow up in the first 2 innings, was cooking. 6th inning came. He gave up a hit or 2. And they were like, get the heck out of here. And that's because the Rangers trust their bullpen and they're trying to bounce back here and get back in this division in the AL West. And so I look at Corbin, probably not going to have a long leash, but he's been pretty good. 77th percentile in hard hit percentage, 73rd in chase percentage. What I really like to see is in his last 9 starts, only one team has gone over and scored more than five or more runs in his start. Not necessarily scoring it all on him, but maybe getting it on him and the bullpen. And that was the New York Yankees, who are ice cold right now, yes. But against lefties, they've been one of the best teams in baseball. And so I see over the last month, Kansas City is far from that. 73rd and 23rd in WRC plus at 74. And they own the lowest walk rate and the second lowest hard hit percentage. So again, not getting a ton of hard hits, which is basically how they scored majority of their runs yesterday with a Bobby Witt Jr. homer, with Salvador Perez doing what he was doing. I think Corbin can go out there, pitch well. And then after him comes a bullpen that's been very good this season and a bullpen that's completely well rested. They didn't play on Monday. Yesterday, they only used one guy, and it was more of a long relief guy. So all their high leverage arms are ready to go in that bullpen. I think they hold the Royals under 4.5 team total. So I really like the card today. I love my 2 picks. I'm going to bounce back after an 0-3 day. Our picks are Garrett Crochet's over and earned runs, a little earlier start. Erod under and outs. Orioles and Rays over 9. You can take it at 9.5 if that's all you got. And then the Kansas City Royals under 4.5. Let's go 4-0 today. We'll also have a ladder challenge for the MLB posted later. The fact we lost yesterday because a position player was put in is honestly just summarizes our whole season. How often does a position player pitch? Never. But that's just how it be. We'll bounce back today. The other legs were all sweat free. We'll bounce back with a winner for you all, and we'll do that in just one moment. And we'll have some NBA picks live in a little bit later on this afternoon. It's Austin Logan. We're signing out. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with the brooms out. See you then. Peace.